was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes. And I resent Whitetail. I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about me.
I don't know, Bo. I know Hunter. Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true.
For cocaine use. And he didn't have a job until you became vice president.
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan. And it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.
Hello, users! Holy crap! Welcome to the broadcast. So this is Above It All for October 9th, 2020. We are here. We are just relaxing. I'm charging my phone at this current juncture. That was on the list of things that I did not do properly before starting the broadcast. So, yes, I'm sorry if I seem a little disheveled. I have yet to drink a lot of my coffee, so I'm going to power chug some of this. Hello, Dev J. Hello, Lilith Matthew. And hello, G-Wolf. Also, goodbye, G-Wolf. Lilith says, addict! My response would be, that's correct. You are absolutely correct in that claim. I'm sorry. I'm a little messy. Last night, I had a little bit too much fun. Yeah, so there's a little bit of stuff going on with my family. And so I've been spending a lot of time with them instead of doing YouTube stuff. So that's why I didn't stream yesterday. Outside of this show yesterday, because this show I'm trying to do every single day, and plus it's short. It's only like half an hour to an hour, but yeah. So, and I will definitely be streaming today, but today I've got another show this Friday evening. I've got Into the Abyss with my co-host on that one, Leslie, and we have a guest. To my understanding, it's still happening. We have one of the actors from a show called Lovecraft. That's going to be happening tonight. And I started watching that show yesterday. And it's actually pretty good. So if you want to go watch an episode of that, if you haven't seen it yet, in preparation for tonight's show, assuming everything goes well, I haven't received any text messages that would tell me otherwise, right? But you never know with these things. But depending on how my day goes, I might have free time sooner than that I will utilize to maybe stream some Path of Exile, maybe? I'm not sure. I might stream something later today besides the other live show. But we'll see. It really is, tomorrow I'll probably be back to normal as far as my schedule goes. But for now, yesterday and the day before, I'm a little wonky. Deal with it. But yeah, so that's pretty much the introduction here. That's all I've got to say on that one. That's all I got. I got nothing else. I got nothing else. What I do have, though, and this is something that's super interesting. This is something that I actually don't care about that much, but it's going to be fun to really trigger the MAGA people. And I'm already seeing a lot of triggeredness. And Nancy Pelosi has stated that tomorrow, and that means today, so there will be a press conference at some point today. So maybe if this show goes on long enough, we'll get some live breaking news. But I'm probably going to skedaddle here relatively quickly. But Nancy Pelosi says that tomorrow, and again, that's today, so I might have an update for you, she will do a press conference on talking about the 25th Amendment. And a little bit of a teaser for this conference has come out. And they're looking to, they being Pelosi and Jamie Raskin, are looking to establish some sort of commission where people can grade the president on if they're fit for office. And personally, I think it sounds like a pretty nicely intentioned idea, which is often something liberals come up with, but something that's only going to be used against Joe Biden in the next couple of months, or years rather. I think that that's the case. But either way, this is what she has to say at the end of her press conference yesterday.
Prospects are at this moment?
Well, I don't know what the prospects are when we hear people saying I'm young and I'm a perfect specimen, instead of addressing the fact that 50,000 people were infected, reported to be infected yesterday. Nearly 1,000 people died. What are we talking about here? Tomorrow, by the way, come here tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the 25th Amendment, but not to take attention away from the subject we have now.
Do you think it's time to invoke the 25th Amendment?
I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. I'm not talking about it today, except to tell you, if you want to talk about
I'm not going to talk about it today, except I'm going to tell you that I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. But I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. You're going to ask me a question. You have 24 hours to think about it. Like, what is she like? She's like, what is she doing? She's doing like a thing here, and it's not funny.
Invoke the 25th Amendment?
I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. I'm not talking about it today, except to tell you, if you want to talk about that, we'll see you tomorrow. But you take me back to my point. Mr. President, when was the last time you had a negative test before you tested positive?
That's a
Why
great
is
question.
the White House not telling
That's a
the
great
country
question. That's a great
that
question.
important fact about how this spread made a hot spot of the White House? Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Just a reminder that there were more cases in the White House over the past week than there have been in the entire country of New Zealand and Vietnam combined. So just throwing that out there. But again, Nancy Pelosi here giving like a very teenage girl kind of speech, teasing that she's going to be announcing a commission on the 25th Amendment. And if for those of you that don't know, because Felix in the chat room says, what is the 25th Amendment? For those of you that don't know, the 25th... Okay, I've checked on Wikipedia. Felix, please have faith in me. I was just about to give you the answer, but I'll say it anyway. 25th Amendment basically states, it's kind of like establishes the order of succession for the presidency. So basically, if, say, a president like, I don't know, Donald Trump gets infected with a disease and is tripping on pain pills in the White House and starts tweeting about how he wants to bomb other countries, right? There's like some sort of constitutional framework for how you can just quietly get rid of that fucker. And that's the 25th Amendment. Essentially, I think it's like Article 2 or 3 or whatever, says that if the cabinet, mostly including the vice president, and the Congress can agree to remove a president and increase, or like just have the order of succession take place, then that's what's going to happen. Now, interestingly enough, Vice President Pence has canceled all of his weekend events and is flying back to Washington and is going directly to the White House. Now, is he testing positive for coronavirus and that's what's happening here? Or is he going to do some sort of response to Nancy Pelosi? Have they been talking? Is a coup coming? I don't know. There's a lot of really fun right-wing responses. Whenever Nancy Pelosi says something, right, you have like that swamp of cringers. Just go like, Nancy Pelosi is a demon child and she's gonna kill God. And it's, I don't know, man. It's fucking weird. But either way, it sounds fun, it sounds exciting, and this is the kind of stuff I love. I love drama in politics. I love it. I treat this shit like professional wrestling, and honestly, I think everyone should, personally. At least until we get a Democrat administration. At least until we can actually start making progress, right? And pass at least one thing, right? At that point, it's just a circus. At that point, it's just at that point, it's fun, right? But at this point, it's just a circus. Like, we just get to watch the animals like roam around in their natural habitats, and that's kind of what I treat this like. Hello, Aitor. Aitor says, "Lol, profound." Thank you for the message. And who gets to replace him? In this case, it would be Pence. Trump said the vaccine is going to be free, and China's going to pay for it. Is that a war declaration, or what? I don't know. I think it's a declaration of stupidity on behalf of the president. That's what it sounds like to me. But again, today's show is going to be slightly abbreviated. I'm probably only going to do like half an hour or something today. So again, I apologize, but I've got some stuff going on family-wise, and I don't want to spend all of my morning doing a web show. I will do more streams later this evening, and I will be back to a full-length show for Above It All tomorrow. Oh my god, I feel like I'm having an allergic reaction to just like oxygen right now. I don't know, I just feel fucked up. But speaking of feeling fucked up, you have the President of the United States who is talking on Fox News, and he's got some interesting stuff to say. For whatever reason, the White House is just not letting anyone know about the president's coronavirus diagnosis timeline. Now, we know that the president purposefully arrived late at the debate to avoid having to be tested and just said, "Don't worry, man, I got this," and was actually trusted on the honor system. Chris Wallace said that on Fox News about a week ago now. So we know, we don't know. We know very little about what Donald Trump's personal coronavirus timeline is like. Could he have been diagnosed a week before he went to the hospital, right, and didn't say anything until he became symptomatic? Maybe. It's really weird that he claimed to have tested positive and then went to the hospital and is having trouble breathing immediately. It almost seems like it's cover-up. So here he is on with Sean Hannity, and he says some interesting stuff.
Since your campaign and your doctor, Sean Connolly, put out that you'll be medically safe and cleared for safe return to public engagements by Saturday, 5 full days. Have you been tested recently?
Sooner, maybe. I just saw the doctors today. They think I'm in great shape. I'm in great shape.
Did you test negative?
Good shape in that. And I'll tell you, I took this Regeneron. It's phenomenal. And Eli Lilly has something very comparable.
Let me just tell you. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't be afraid. Don't let it dominate your life. It's not that scary. We have the best medical care in the history of medical care. Now, I know that I've got socialized medicine, and I get it all for free, and I know that most of you don't have health insurance, but that's okay. Don't let it dominate your lives. Go out there, work, make me money, so that I can pay only $750 in taxes and get the best, believe me, the best, tremendous socialized medicine. Tremendous, believe me. I don't know when I last tested negative. I don't know, maybe I've been positive my whole time. I try to live positive. I try to breathe positivity. I'm a very positive person, Sean. Jesus Christ.
Phenomenal. And it's a whole new day. It's a whole, and if you go back a few months, nobody ever even thought about this stuff. We came up with it.
Now, I just want to say what he's talking about. Apparently, he was actually utilizing some sort of experimental treatment that takes stem cells from aborted fetuses. Now, look this up for me. Someone look this up for me. I'm, in fact, going to fact check myself. I'm going to fact check myself on this program because that's what I do. So, fact check Trump's, this is on USA Today. Fact check Trump's antibody therapy not made from fetal stem cells, but fetal-derived cells used during testing. I don't know what the distinction is. So yeah, this is Regeneron's antibody cocktail. I'm trying to look at this. I don't want to read a whole article live on a broadcast here. But yeah, I'm just going to play the rest of this and then I'll read.
We came up with it, and I'm going to have it delivered to every hospital where you have sick people with the COVID. or the China virus, as we call it, and we're going to make people better.
The China virus, as they call it. I don't know who calls it that. I think it's just me who calls it that, but that's what they call it, the China virus. Who is they? Is 4chan they, Mr. President? Is that who they is?
Better. I went in. I could have left a day later. I'm telling you, Sean, it was incredible. So that's Regeneron. But again, Eli...
Tested since...
All right, so it seems that according on this fact check, the therapy that he used was not directly made from aborted fetuses, but was made from embryonic stem cells of some kind. Very interesting, nonetheless. So again, we don't know all the details on that one. Very interesting. But this is more of the interview, and it gets more and more bizarre as this interview goes on. Now, apparently, according to reports, I also read that Donald Trump is supposed to be hosting the Rush Limbaugh show today. So we'll see how that goes. Someone feel free to fact check me again. I'm getting fact checked on this program. That way, the right-wingers that are potentially watching this video, the MAGA people, they know I'm a real person. I got fact-checked. I got proved wrong. They're not from aborted fetuses, but they could be derived from the process of aborting fetuses. Who knows? There's a lot of stuff going on. Trump's on some mystery juice. He's on some Hogwarts ass shit.
Remdesivir, but that's a little bit different. Works much differently, actually. But these things are absolutely incredible. I think
these things. I don't know what things we're even talking about. I have a run-on sentence. It ran on way too long. But these things, they say, these things, the tremendous things. Believe me, the tremendous.
I'm going to try doing a rally on Saturday night, if we have enough time to.
That's tomorrow night, for those of you that are watching this live and watching it today. Saturday night, I can't wait. This, again, if you don't know my perspective on this election, if you don't know my perspective on all of this, I am poisoned by satire. I am poisoned by irony. I am poisoned by all of this shit. To me, it's just a clown show. Now, I would prefer that Joe Biden win, right? But that's not that much of a strong preference. I don't like Joe Biden, right? So we are on the same page there, hopefully. But for me, I just watch all this unfold, and I just can't help but just think about how bizarre and obtuse and it's just distracting and annoying it is. Look, the President of the United States is tripping on pain pills in the White House, right? And getting, fucking stem cells being injected into his fat fucking asshole, right? It's absurd. It's absurd, and it's just... This is history in the making, and I can't wait to tell my grandkids, because I'm going to have some stem cells going on pretty soon here, and I'm going to live to 300. So I'm going to tell my grandkids about when Donald Trump was tripping on pain pills in the fucking White House.
To put it together, but we want to do a rally in Florida, probably in Florida on Saturday night. Might come back and do one in Pennsylvania in the following night, and it's incredible what's going on. I feel so good.
Have you had a test since your diagnosis a week ago?
Look at Sean Hannity do the glasses thing. It's like, oh, look at me. I'm such a serious broadcaster. Oh, yes. Oh, I got it in my mouth a little bit, but I'm just being a cheeky broadcaster. Oh, what is that, Sean Hannity? What are you doing? What is that? What are you, a detective? Are you a fucking... What are you doing? What is this? What is going on here?
What we're doing is probably the test will be tomorrow, the actual test, because there's no reason to test all the time, but...
The test will be tomorrow. The actual test. Not the fake test that they gave me. Like the one with the elephant and the camel. Not that kind of fake test, but I'm talking about an actual test. A real test. And believe me, I'm going to be tremendous at this test. I will be going in very positive or very negative depending on what the test is testing. But it will be an actual test. Not a fake test. Believe me, a tremendous test.
They found very little infection or virus, if any. I don't know that they found any. I didn't go into it
very little virus.
We have these great doctors at Walter Reed, and you do rely on them. They're really fantastic talents, and they came in from Johns Hopkins.
They're really fantastic talents. Now, I know that they're government-run socialized medicine, but that's not important right now. We have the best medical care in the world. Believe me. Now, again, reminder, Donald Trump is going out there saying Joe Biden is going to socialize medicine and it's going to kill people, right? Meanwhile, he gets treatment from socialized healthcare. Really makes you think.
Also, and other places. You know, when you're president, I never saw so many doctors looking over me. I think I'm the most analyzed human being in the world right now.
I think I'm the most analyzed human in the world.
At, you know, not only Walter Reed, which is incredible with the job they do, but also Johns Hopkins and other hospitals. And I think they're amazed at how quickly this went, frankly.
Let me ask you
Now, here's the thing. The only way he can actually have this kind of recovery, right, is if he was diagnosed like a week before and was getting secret treatment until, like, push came to shove. There's no way he tested positive, had a giant fucking like near death experience, and then came back and is completely recovered, unless that they're keeping some sort of vaccination, unless that there's a giant secret coming out of this White House in the next couple of days, which I'm not entirely convinced of. Either that, he didn't have it to begin with, which I'm not convinced of either, considering the labored breathing clips and the fact that he can't hide his coughing in this clip, right? There's a lot going on in Donald's mind right now.
They oscillated my mics when I had the one debate. We had three
They
debates
oscillated
with
my
Hillary.
mics. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about 2016 again. Yeah, 2016, when I went up against Hillary Clinton, that monster, and they were oscillating my mics. They would turn them off. They would turn them off and on. They would oscillate them. I don't even know what oscillate means. I think that's a button on a fan, but they oscillated my mic. They wouldn't let me speak. They just kept oscillating it. How does a mic oscillate? What?
Oh, and I think the problem, they oscillated my mics when
They
I had the one
oscillated my
debate.
mic.
We had three debates with Hillary. And
Is the mic spinning around? Like, is the mic going like this? Like, what does that mean? They oscillated my mic. They just oscillated it. It was a tremendous mic until they oscillated
the
it.
first
Like,
debate, they...
oh shit, he's dying.
Yeah,
Excuse me. On the first debate, they oscillated the
that.
mic, and they oscillated it very, very seriously.
They
And
oscillated
actually
it
apologized
very
to me.
seriously. A very serious oscillation. It was the most serious and it was a tremendous oscillation, except for they oscillated my mic. I think they meant to oscillate Hillary's mic, that woman, the monster, Hillary Clinton, but they oscillated my mic. It was a tremendous oscillation, but tremendous is not the right word here. It's an oscillation. They oscillated my mic, and they were turning it off. It was beeping. It was booping. And I don't know. There was a lot of things going on with that microphone. 2016, everybody. 2016. Happened once, it'll happen again. They oscillated my mic then, they'll oscillate it now. Unbelievable.
in
And I said,
2016.
what's this all about? They were Clinton people.
Yeah.
And I said, we ought to just do the debates ourselves, John. We ought.
Listen to Sean Hannity's question.
Yeah.
And I said, we ought to just. And I said,
2016.
what's this all about? They were Clinton. And they actually apologized to me.
In
And I said,
2016.
what's this all about?
Okay, so he's just like, yeah, in 2016, right? Like the president's off on this fucking like he's like telling some sort of story right now. He's spinning a yarn, like telling a bedtime story or something, right? And then like Sean Hannity's like, yeah, this is in 2016, right? You're just reminiscing about the good old, like, what is happening right now? I thought we're like like
They were
what?
Clinton people.
They're oscillating the
Yeah.
And
mic.
I said, we ought to just do the debates ourselves, John. We ought to just do it ourselves. And I pick, I'm the president, so if we want to have debates, I'd rather just do it ourselves. Pick some good anchor.
You
Well-
picked some good anchor. I got a bunch of good anchors I could think of. Let me name
Joe
a few.
Biden to such a position to do that. So I guess you have the ability to challenge Joe Biden to such a debate. Are you doing that tonight?
Well, I might. I'll do it right through your show. Let's go, Joe. Let's get a fair anchor. Somebody like the great Sean Hannity. We'll get
Let's
right.
go, Joe. Let's get a Fox News anchor. I know Chris Wallace wasn't good enough. He's why is he even on Fox these days? We should get a One America News anchor. I think they're really great. Oh, we should have a Proud Boy up there. Let's just have it's just like what?
Oh yeah.
We'll get Mark.
That'll
We'll get
happen.
Laura.
And then Sean Hannity is like Sean Hannity's having like this fucking like masturbatory fantasy. Listen to him. It's like, oh, the president said my name. Oh, president. Oh my God, I'm blushing. Oh, Donald. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. Oh, like, listen to Sean Hannity right now. He's like literally coming in his pants.
Do it right through your show. Let's go, Joe. Let's have
Let's go, Joe.
Let's get a fair anchor. Somebody like the great Sean Hannity. We'll get Rush.
Oh yeah.
We'll get Mark.
That'll
We'll get
happen.
Laura. We'll get Judge Janine.
That's
We'll
gonna
get,
happen.
we got a lot of them out there, right?
got a lot of them.
We'll get Jesse or Pete. We got a lot of them. Tucker is doing good. You look.
You're going to get me killed on all the Fox talk. Let me ask you.
No. But this is a disgrace. What's going on? So now I find out the guy that's doing it from C-SPAN is a never Trumper, but I don't mind that. Look at the people I've had in the past, and I've always won the debate.
They're never Trumpers, folks. All right, enough with this interview. I'm sorry. I just have too much fun. Like, just making fun of Donald Trump's, like, stupidity is just so fun to me. They're never Trumpers. Now, they might oscillate my microphone. I don't know why I'm against a virtual Zoom debate. That way I can control my mic. If my mic is moving, it's one of my guys, and I know who it is. But I prefer my mic to stay stationary. I don't want my mic to oscillate. I'm still trying to figure out oscillating the mic. I'm still really trying to figure out what the hell that means. But holy shit, that's hilarious. Anyway, I don't know what the point of this little segment was, but Trump's not having a good time. He's literally tripping balls going on Fox News. And Sean Hannity's like creaming his pants. He's like masturbating on broadcast. This is really embarrassing for Fox News. This is definitely. I didn't think that they could get this far, but they definitely fell down. They fell down quite a bit, I must say. So, what a shame. Ultralight J, Andrea, I'm off a Zan. Watching your show, just know this, please. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Hello, Yo Soy Daniel. Correct. According to a New York Post, Trump told a virtual rally on the Rush Limbaugh's radio program, the largest virtual rally in radio history. That's amazing. Yeah, Sean Hannity's biting his glasses like he's posing for an OnlyFans cover photo. Really bizarre stuff. The best part is that Trump couldn't mute one of his coughs. Yeah, it was really fucking funny. Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I almost died for a second there, but let me talk more about the oscillating mic. In 2016, everybody, they oscillated the mic. What the fuck does that mean? Trump is a one-man super spreader event. He knows he is infectious, but as long as he is high on steroids, he is going to be out in public. It's going to be a disaster. He needs to be locked in a bunker, except this time the lock has to be on the other side of the door. When the steroids are no longer enough to fight off the symptoms of COVID-19, he might just drop dead. We'll see. I mean, they oscillated it with beta waves. The mic, it was oscillated. They oscillated the mic. What the fuck does that mean? Oh my god. Giving Trump steroids equals the worst idea ever. I think it's a great idea. It's fucking hilarious. I just hope that there's no, like, major world event in the next coming week. He really sounds feverish, even more so than usual. Wow, he's really worse than usual. Yeah, this guy's literally falling apart. Bruh, this is literally when Roseanne was tweeting on Ambien, except our prez is on steroids. Literally, he's tripping balls in the middle of the White House. Like, just roaming from room to room, getting, like his hand stuck in the Resolute desk. It's fucking hilarious. Daryl, okay. Don't want to think about anything going on in Hannity's pants. I'm so sorry for that, but that's just what happened. The President of the United States was engaging in foreplay on Fox News. That's just an accurate description of the events. Just an accurate description. Anyway, so we have some interesting news here. There was a secret plan, apparently, and for whatever reason, Nancy Pelosi's on my screen, so thank you for that one, ABC News. But there was a secret plan that is apparently no longer secret. A foiled kidnapping plot of the governor of Michigan. Certainly very interesting. So I've got this article here, and I'm just going to read a little bit of it. And there's a lot of misinformation going around, so I'm gonna do my best. This is like a very, I'm a mediocre podcast host, just trying to cut through the bullshit. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to give off I'm trying to do something. I don't know. I'm really tired. I'm sorry. I haven't had enough coffee today, so I'm a little rambling. The Michigan governor, Gretchen Whitmer, the alleged target of a foiled kidnapping plot, says the threats against her and other officials haven't stopped. There is ongoing rhetoric. Even the president last night and his tweet storm won't stop attacking me, and I think that it's creating a very dangerous situation, not just for me, but for people in leadership roles who are trying to save lives all across the country, Whitmer told ABC News chief anchor George Stephanopoulos during an interview Friday on Good Morning America. Bigotry and prejudice and violence is not acceptable, she added. The U.S. Department of Justice announced charges on Thursday against 6 men in Michigan allegedly involved in a months-long plot to kidnap the Democratic governor and violently overthrow the state's government before the November presidential election. What the fuck, right? Right? During a press conference that afternoon, a visibly angry Whitmer lashed out at President Donald Trump for stoking hate and called the suspects sick and depraved men. Since he first called me that woman from Michigan, we saw an increase in hateful language, Whitmer said of Trump during Friday's interview on Good Morning America. And this is what Trump had to say last night. Trump took to Twitter Thursday night saying Whitmer has done a terrible job. And regarding the foiled kidnapping plot, rather than say thank you, she calls me a white supremacist. I just love that. Yeah, my FBI did something independently from me and I had no input whatsoever. I deserve a thank you. It's my FBI. I hired them. It's like, what? No, it's the United States of America's FBI. Thank you very much. Governor Whitmer, open your state, open up your schools, and open up your churches, he tweeted. Absolutely hilarious. But again, like Donald Trump, when he was tweeting out that cringy shit, liberate Michigan, liberate Minnesota, and then people actually started to liberate Minnesota, and he was like, wait a second, no, I wanted a right-wing liberation, not a left-wing liberation, and then sent in like military police to go crack some skulls, right? But, like, there's a lot of misinformation going around there. The people who perpetuated this attempt on the governor were apparently associated with right-wing groups known as the Boogaloo Boys. And there's a lot of misinformation about this. And I've got a thread from It's Going Down here that kind of collects some of the stuff and kind of gives more context here. So I'm going to read from their thread. According to the FBI report, the group of Boogaloo Boys and militia members that were arrested were inspired by anger over the state of Michigan's lockdown following the COVID-19 pandemic. They plan to storm the Capitol and arrest the tyrant governor for treason. These are MAGA people, right? But again, MAGA people are dumb. So they see like things like the anarchy symbol and they think, oh, that looks cool as hell. I'm going to put that on my wall, right? And as a result, because Donald Trump is going after anarchists, you have a bunch of people out there saying that these people were left-wingers that were planning on doing this to the governor of Michigan, and that's not the case. That's not the case. So, although all of those involved appear to clearly have far-right views, online grifters like Robbie Starbuck of The Federalist, a far-right publication which used to have a black crime section, have attempted to paint at least one of those arrestees as a left-wing anarchist, and as you can see here, I saw this a lot on Twitter yesterday from a lot of big-brained right-wing folks. So this is definitely something that needs to be underscored. But again, right, you can see that, yeah, they've got the Anarchy A, but there's a lot of these anarcho-capitalists, they call themselves, right? The same people that have like a Don't Tread on Me flag, right? The same people who think anarchy is when I get to have a giant military and I get to be a sheriff of a small town and then I get to have a laser weapon and I shoot at the bad. And then if a billionaire comes in, I just get to assassinate him because that's possible. And then I redistribute the wealth to me. And then I put like, I don't know, maybe I'll put some jewelry on, like a crown or something. And then I'll have so much money. And there's going to be people that will like do what I say because I have all this money, right? And then it's like, then it's going to be like, they're going to be like my peasants and I'm going to be like a king or something, right? Like, I don't know, these anarcho-capitalist fucking morons, they're dumb as hell. They're not bright, right? But because they've got that weird, like, somewhat pseudo-grift where they steal a lot of left-wing symbolism, you got a bunch of dullards out there, can't tell the difference. But this is the kind of guys that we're talking about here. The kind of guys that are saying that like a fucking mass murderer at a protest is secretly being guided by Jesus. Like, it's bizarre, dude. It's bizarre. But again, none of this matters. None of this matters, right? They're all left-wing violent anarchists. Everyone I don't like is a rioter and a looter. That's just how this stuff goes, right? Rioters and looters throw a brick through a window. oh no, the end of the world, they're all coming for us, black people running through the streets, we're all gonna die, right? Right-wingers, right, associated with Donald Trump's rhetoric, you know, trying to kidnap, maybe kill a governor of a state in the United States. No big deal. That's fine. You know, the rioters and looters obviously have done more damage. They are more dangerous, and we need to avoid them at all costs, right? Right? That's how it works. That's how it works, right? Facts, and then also logic. You just love to see it. I don't know, man. This shit's scary. That's all I can say. It's just, I don't know. It's scary. Yes. Are they just randomly targeting political officials? It's definitely not random. Definitely not random. Hello, Dieter Bletten. Hello. Smash the like button? Question mark. Definitely smash the like button. That's definitely something you're going to want to do. Absolutely. Absolutely something you're going to want to do. So, I'm going to do one more quick thing here, and then today's show is going to be over. I do have a video lined up for after this show that I want to talk about. Last night, my brother and I played a little bit of War of the Monsters, and we recorded a video of us playing War of the Monsters, and so that's being uploaded. That will probably be live on my channel at 11, so in the next 20 minutes or so. So just throwing that out there. If you want to watch some epic sibling gamer time, that's going to be something you're going to want to check out. But I've got one more thing I want to talk about today, and that's police brutality. So there is a protest, and I believe it's called Wauwatosa. I think that's what it is. And there are protests over police getting off after killing a 17-year-old. And the mother of that 17-year-old had her arm broken and was beaten by police. So we have Wauwatosa, and I've got an article here, and I'm going to read from that article here. So now imagine, let me just put this through your mind. Imagine your child, like your teenage child, like if they're not like 40 and they died in a car accident or something, right? Your teenage child, right, is in a bad situation, right, and they end up being murdered by police. Now, again, I don't know the full details of the story. My personal persuasion is that police should not have the authority to kill anybody. I don't care what's happening. And if they can't arrest a 17-year-old, I don't know, man. There's a problem with the actual police training there, right? But let's say police kill your 17-year-old kid, and you go out to protest that occurrence, and then police beat the shit out of you and your family. So it's not enough that they kill your child, but they feel energized. They feel like they're on top of the world. They feel like, you know what? We killed your kid. We'll kill you too. And that's the mentality here that is freak show stuff. Absolute freak show stuff. The mother and sisters of Alvin Cole were arrested Thursday night by Wauwatosa police, who are cracking down on protesters after curfew. Curfew is just an excuse for them to do things that would be illegal otherwise. Multiple people who witnessed the arrest said Tracy Televia and Tristiana Cole were taken into custody just after 8:30 p.m. along with several others in the parking lot of St. Matthew Evangelical Lutheran Church at the intersection of Wauwatosa and Milwaukee Avenues. Wauwatosa was under a 7 p.m. curfew Thursday, the second night of protests after Milwaukee County District Attorney John Chisholm decided not to charge police officer Joseph Mensah with the shooting death of Cole, 17, earlier this year at the Mayfair Mall. A Facebook live stream taken from inside the Cole car by another daughter revealed a chaotic scene in which law enforcement officers threatened the use of their tasers and may have broken the arm of Tracy Cole, 48. "I'm Alvin Cole's mother," Tracy Cole screamed repeatedly as officers pulled her out of the car and handcuffed her. "I can't believe y'all did this to me. Y'all killed my son," she screamed to the officers. "I can't breathe," she said multiple times. "I can't breathe." Tracy Cole said her head was bleeding and she believed her arm was broken, according to the live stream. And again, so like the behavior by these police is just reckless. It's just absolutely ridiculous stuff. Officers apparently use taser in the arrests of Tracy Cole. According to the Facebook live stream of the arrest, which began at 8:28 p.m., the daughter who started the live stream asks the officer, "What are we getting arrested for?" And the officer responds with, "Relax, relax." Not being able to answer a question, a simple question, mind you, is something very, very congruent with all police officers. When we say all cops are bastards, in the way that they don't understand basic English and can't respond to a basic question, yes, they're all bastards easily. The phone that was live streaming to Facebook does not show the arrest. It was left in the car pointed at the ceiling, but it captures the sounds of an apparent physical struggle between an officer and Tracy Cole. "Get on the ground. You're going to get tased," the officer said. It is followed by the sound of a taser. Motley could not immediately confirm a taser was used. Minutes later, Motley is the lawyer. Minutes later, apparently after Tracy Cole had been handcuffed and is outside the car, she says, "My head is bleeding." An officer responds, "Well, that's too bad." Moments later, a man, apparently a paramedic, arrives and begins asking her questions about her injuries. He calls for medical attention on his radio. So you can read the rest of this yourself. But imagine being a paramedic, right? And it's your job to go, like, help people. And you have to go, it's like, oh, the cops beat the shit out of an innocent mother again? Like, just a fucking mom, like, probably 40, like, what is she, 48, I think, in this article it said? Yeah, she's 48 years old, right? She's literally just, like, a regular, somewhat middle-aged mother, just having her fucking head beat in, having her arm twisted out of socket and broken up into pieces, right? And then a paramedic has to go, and it's like, ugh. Fucking Timmy must be on steroids again. God damn it. Timmy, you gotta stop beating the shit out of protesters. Like, come on, man. Right? Like, seriously, but what are these fucking freak shows doing? I don't know. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And this is something you need to be careful of. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your association is. It doesn't matter your level of public knowledge. It doesn't matter, who you are, who you're connected to. The cops will still, if they feel that they can, and that's the operative here. It doesn't matter if they can or not. But if they feel that they can, they will do whatever they want to. And that is what you need to understand. All cops, no asterisk, no exception, all cops are garbage, right? If you choose to be a police officer, you choose to uphold a country that decides that certain people are lesser than other people, and that kind of country is a country not worth existing. In my opinion, maybe you can disagree. I don't know. But either way, this shit's fucked up, and that's all I got to say. Anarcho-capitalism is an oxymoron, emphasis on moron. Absolutely, Spats Cannon. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I actually debated an anarcho-capitalist. If you want to go look this up. I debated an anarcho-capitalist on my channel, like, I want to say in March. I think it was slightly before, the coronavirus, like, pandemic. Bizarre. It's super strange stuff. But either way, I will see y'all later. Thank you for watching this show. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. And I will see you later. I don't know what else to say. I'm so sorry. So I will see you later. Thank you.
You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is. No good. Really bad for you. Dumb people, liberal people can... Dumb people, liberal people can... Dumb...